Hey everybody, what's up? It's Joel, aka The Daily Guru, and it's time for another edition of Something Old, Something New. Today for Something Old, we're going to go to an absolute classic that completely defined an entire era of music. It's 1969 and The Who's unforgettable Tommy. There are records, there are albums, and then there is Tommy. The record has become an institution unto itself in so many ways over the decades. And with good reason, because it's an absolute monster of a record. And from end to end, it remains absolutely unmatched even after more than 4 decades. Before we get into it, I need to set one thing straight. Tommy is not a rock opera. It's a concept album. Tommy in no way follows any operatic musical structures or lyrical patterns in any way. And while this takes nothing at all away from the album, it's constantly a misused term and I felt it necessary to mention it. Getting to the music, there may be no other album in history that boasts as wide a range in sonic structures as you find here. From classical movements to arena rockers, it's this musical diversity you find that keeps Tommy fresh year after year. Whether it's the softer sounds of 1921, the all-out rock of We're Not Gonna Take It, or the perfectly poppy Sally Simpson, Tommy is truly an album that has something, and actually a lot, for every musical fan. Yet at the same time, it's the way that Roger Daltrey unfolds the story of Tommy that is the most engaging part of the record, pulling the listener in deeper and deeper with every single song. From murder to molestation to drug abuse, Tommy isn't exactly the most reserved album you'll ever hear, but it's also this sense of realism that makes the record so captivating. So when it comes down to it, a copy of Tommy should be issued to every single child upon birth, as it's beyond essential listening. And if you haven't spun this one in its entirety in a while, go do that right now. Thank me later. Today for something new, we're going to check out the brand new album from the one and only Steve Poltz, and it's called Noineen Noiny Noin. First off, the title of the record comes from what Steve says he once heard an Australian call 1999. So I just thought I'd get that out of the way, as I probably said it a bit wrong. And also a big thanks to Fraj for getting me a copy of this record, because Steve hasn't come near me lately. This time around, there's more of a country influence on a number of these songs, and that's a very good thing, while the constant reality that nobody makes quirky, unique, and outright beautiful songs quite like Steve Poltz remains in every single second of this record. Also, there's a good dose of good old rock and roll on this one, and Steve's been moving back to that bit by bit on his last couple albums. There's no question that Spirit Hands is a perfect opener to this entire album, as the energy that it brings will please both longtime Poltz followers as well as people who may not be as familiar with his work. However, one of the most engaging aspects you can hear on every moment of this album, as well as every song in his entire career, is the fact that this is a man who loves to play music. It's that joy that you can hear on every single song that pulls you into the album and reminds you what music is really all about. This album has it all. From the harmonies on Slovenia Breeze that are very reminiscent in a good way of Crosby, Stills and Nash, to the oddities of Sucker Punch, to the outright gorgeous Conversations with the Moon. In the end, once again, Steve Poltz has given the world an absolutely beautiful album filled with a wide range of perfectly deployed sounds and moods. It's the emotions that he can convey through these songs that prove that he is without question one of the most talented musicians on the entire planet. So on the buy it or borrow it, this album is a 100% buy it. And if Steve is coming anywhere near you, make sure you go check him out live. I guarantee you won't leave disappointed. So that's what I got for you guys today. I hope you dug it. If you did, go ahead and click subscribe, leave a comment, click like, whatever you want to do. Remember that if you leave a comment here or you share this video via my Facebook page, you're automatically entered into a contest to win at least 4 of the albums I recommend at the end of the month. If you want to email me, you can do that at thedailyguru@gmail.com, and check out my website where every single day I talk about the greatest music of all time at thedailyguru.net. You can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Tumblr right here, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow.